Hey everyone, welcome back to the Odys podcast. This is the episode featuring Azedine Djedid. He is a former business manager who became a full-time niche site builder and SEO expert. Support us by subscribing to the Odys Global YouTube channel or follow the Odys podcast on your favorite streaming platform. Hello, Azedine. It's very nice to see you and finally have this conversation with you. I'm pretty stoked about it. Could you please tell a little bit about what you do and what is your background?
All right. Hi, everyone. Thank you for having me on the podcast. My name is Azedine Djedid. My background is business management, but I started my journey into affiliate marketing since 2014. Before that, but I came back to the game. Let's say it's a game on 2014. If I recall it, if I remember, if my memory is still good, December 2015, again, when everyone, just the same period, 2015, when everyone was buying gifts, I was actually starting my project, working on a website. Yeah, that's basically my background, let's say.
Well, sounds fun. So what actually led you to starting building sites and doing the affiliate marketing? I mean, you've been doing business management, and how did you transfer from one thing to another?
Yeah, that's a great question. Actually, the business management, I didn't even start my career into it. So if I go back a bit on time, it was in 2000 maybe. Before 2000, when I was maybe a teenager, I recall this story. I traveled 150 kilometers before the internet. I saw an ad on a newspaper about getting rich. You know, those books that they will try to teach you how to make money, but it was nothing related to online, right? So if I recall, it was the book of Napoleon Hill. It was Get Rich, something like that. It was a copy of the book. So I traveled 150 kilometers to that city to just get the copies of the book, and then came back home the same day. So it was 300 kilometers back and forth in a bus, because I was thinking there's something out there. I can't just stay. There's something, I don't know, it's something that it didn't make sense to me, that you would just study, then you finish your studies, then you just work for the man, or have a family and all of that. So it's the same process. So when I saw that ad, I went and I bought the book and I was reading it. I still have the copy, but it's still back home in Algeria. I have to bring it with me because that's the book that actually opened my mind, and I thought there's something out there that I can do better. But when it comes to affiliate marketing, when I was in Algeria, I'm from Algeria, I went to Venezuela. It's in South America. Right now, it's not good to go. I wouldn't suggest it to anyone. 2000, if I remember, it was in July 15th. Yeah, July 15th, 2000. I just took my backpack and went to Venezuela. I landed in Caracas without even knowing a word in Spanish. So slowly, because I speak French, so it wasn't as hard for me. You can understand most of it. It's almost the same because both languages, they came from Latin. So when I get there, I continued my studies in business management. Then, meanwhile, I was just Googling stuff, learning stuff. Then I got more interested about online stuff, but I wasn't building any site. Again, I think my first sale online, it was funny. It was about lab mice, the white thing. Mice, the lab mice.
Oh, lab mice?
Yeah. So the
okay.
the ones
Okay.
that they use for testing. because there was a business. Everyone wasn't selling stuff online in Venezuela compared to the US. It's a huge difference, right? A difference.
Wow.
I meant. So I approached this business and I told him, I can sell this white mice, the lab mice online. He said, no, you're joking. I said, well, just give me a cut. I will try it and let you know. So as soon as I put the ad on. It's still a marketplace in Venezuela. Well, in South America, Mercado Libre. It's actually somehow like Amazon, but for South American. Eventually, maybe Amazon will take over and they will buy it. But right now, it's still just right there. So I post the ad, and I started getting clients looking to buy the mice. So I went back to him and said, you know what? I have this, and this. And said, okay, go for it. So after that, after the mice, the guy, he had a farm with different animals. It had guinea pigs, mice, you name it, a lot of stuff.
Okay.
Hamsters, Russian hamsters.
Just a bunch of rodents.
Yeah, that's a lot of kind of animals that he had. So I started selling those. Then I said, you know what? I started helping a small business to sell other stuff. There was a guy who was selling car tools, a lot of stuff. So I was helping those. Then I said, you know what? Since I learned a bit of this, I said, maybe I will build my own project. But when I was in Venezuela, I didn't. I was just reselling stuff. Then I moved to Canada in 2010, August 2010. Yeah. So I lived in Venezuela maybe 8 years. Then I went back home for a year. Then I went back to Venezuela. Then I came to Canada, 2010, August. Yeah. So,
that's quite a trip.
Yeah. 3 continents: Algeria in North Africa, Venezuela in South America, and you have Toronto in Canada, North America, right? 3 continents right there, 3 different countries, 3 different cultures. You can learn a lot through the cultures too. So, one year 2010, August 2010, basically I was just trying to set up myself with the culture and all of that. Then when I was reading, I found Niche Pursuits from, what's his name? Oh my God, I forgot his name. Niche Pursuit. I'm pretty sure you know the website.
Spencer Hawes?
Yeah, there you go, Spencer. Oh my God, he would kill me if he will hear this podcast. I'm bad with the names. I'm really bad with the names. Sorry for that. So yeah, he was doing a case study about building niche site, and I was following along, and I learned a lot of stuff from there. So I said, you know what, I'm going to build my own stuff. So I started in 2013. Then something happened. Then I stopped. Then I came back in December 2015. Then I just started the project, building the site. And when I saw my first €5 in my account, I said, you know what, this is it.
I'm doing this for life.
Yeah, and the funny thing, every time you do it, when you start a new project, you don't care if you earned 5,000 or 10,000. You will always go back to the first dollar or the first euro that you want. When you get excited again because you got that first dollar again. It's crazy, but this is how I feel every time I build a new project. You don't care about the big one. You care about the small one.
So you get the kick from it.
Yes.
Definitely. Wow, that's really a very, very unusual story. I mean, you started with selling rodents online, and lab mice, and all those other animals, and eventually went to building niche sites, and you're really enjoying it. It's really unconventional considering the stories I've heard. I mean, most people. Well, okay, all right. Emilia was a lawyer. Emilia Gardner was a lawyer, and she switched to doing business online and building sites because she became a full-time mom and decided to just spend more time with her kids, and so she thought, well, what can I do from home? But in most cases, people are somehow related to the internet. They're either writing stuff or they're creating sites or coding sites, and then they discover the niche.
Yes.
And so they just dive in, and you went. It's a pretty crazy story. I mean, it's wow.
Yeah, you really want to control your time because even in school, we set you up to go to school, have a family, or get your business degree or whatever you want, a degree, then build a family, keep working, and that's it. This is life. Maybe somehow you can travel, or if you have the budget for it right now with the economy, how it's going. So yeah, when you're sitting home, then you think, no, there should be something out there, and everyone is looking now for a side hustle to build the freedom. And actually, because if you look at it, we are all born as free, right? We are all free. Then you get attached to something, maybe a job, maybe a career, maybe your family. So you are not free. No one is free. No one is free.
Yeah.
Honest, no one is free. You are always tied to something, right?
Yeah,
so,
absolutely.
To affiliate marketing, maybe we can say we have that kind of freedom. You pick up your
like maybe a greater degree of freedom.
Passport. Sometimes I even have my passport with me because if I want to go to somewhere, I just book the flight and go. There's nothing that will tie you up. That tomorrow I have to go to work. I don't know. I don't have vacation. So all those advantage, you can use them for your own benefit to create your own freedom, right? That's how I look at it.
You mentioned the side hustle thing. When was the moment when your relation towards niche site building switched from like a side hustle, like short-term side hustle, to a full-scale business?
Yeah, that part is interesting. When I started in December 2015, then I was working in an area. It was far from my place. I was waking up around 4:30, taking a shower, having breakfast, get dressed, and go to work because you have that traffic. It's insane. So I start work at 9, but I always go maybe 1 hour earlier. I take a little nap in the car while waiting for to start my job at 9. Then I get out, if I remember, at 4 or 5. Then you get into that traffic. You arrive home around 7 p.m., right? I arrive home, I take shower, then I start cooking while working on my business. And it was like that for maybe 2-3 months. Then I said, you know what? I have to change. I have to look for another job which is closer to my place so I can work more into the business. So I was lucky. I found another job close to me. When I started working, it wasn't, the timing was changing. I mean, my shift, sometimes I work at 10, sometimes at 12, sometimes. But you know what? Every time I go to work, I have a break, 15 minutes, and I have another break for lunch. Can you believe those 15 minutes are precious for me? I work in the business too, while I don't take my break because we have the computer. So I take my computer with me. I plug in. I use my Wi-Fi through the phone, and I keep working. The 30 minutes still the same. I eat my lunch fast, and I just keep working on my business. So after that, till 2017, it was like that. It was crazy because I see the business growing. I didn't see it as a side hustle anymore. If you want to take it seriously, I think you have to think about it as a business, not just a side hustle. Maybe a quick buck. If you're looking at it just a quick buck, I think you have to change that mindset and look at it as a business instead and take care of it. In 2017, it was around July, I took a vacation, 2-week vacation. I remember I went to Mexico. I said, you know what, I'm going to think about this. I went to Mexico 2 weeks. I thought really about it. I had some savings. So I said, you know what, this is it. I came back from Mexico, to be exact, from Cancun. I went back to work and I just said, you know what, I'm quitting. Because
I'm gonna do my own thing.
yeah, because the 2 weeks as, let's say, vacation, I actually was working. I was seeing the progress that I was faster. Obviously, you have more time to spend into your business rather than, So I did the math. I had savings and I said, you know what, this is it. I quit. Then I just started working my business full time. And I think it was one of the best decisions in my whole life. Yeah.
That's awesome. That's awesome. And do you primarily focus right now on search engine optimization, or are there any other methods to drive traffic that you're also experimenting with, trying out, all that kind of things?
Yeah, right now I'm still with just search engine optimization, which is SEO. I never built a link. Why? Because I always get the domains with the backlinks, so I don't spend that much time into them. Beside that, the thing is now I will start testing with videos because Google is going more visual. As you can see, everyone is trying now to compete against TikTok. Even Amazon, a week ago, they launched an app, Inspire. It's actually good to see how Amazon does it. They opened an affiliate program for influencers, right? So they grab the attention of all influencers from TikTok or Instagram and all of those social media. So now they built a list of influencers that they will move from TikTok to their app, which is Inspire. Now they have the power to go against TikTok. I don't know how far it will go, but they have already the list. That's why we always say you have to build your list, because no one will take the list from you, right? Even with a niche site, I think every user who's trying now to build a site, I think you can go with branding. You build the list and make it more legit. If you see 5 years back, obviously it's easy. You just build a site, make money, and that's it. But things are changing fast, so we have to act fast too. So going back to Amazon, they build the list, they have the influencers. Now they just launched the app. They are all set to go against TikTok, right? Especially they have their own brands of clothing and all of that. So let's see how it goes. They just launched it in the US. It's working just in the US right now. So
Instagram pretty much tried to do something like that with its Reels feature, but didn't seem to quite succeed to fight TikTok. Why do you think Amazon will succeed? Is it somehow related to the fact that TikTok is actually collecting data for the Chinese government, and like people, when they register on TikTok, they pretty much compromise their personal data, or is it related to something else?
Well, to be honest, sorry for that, but for me, sorry for the word, it's a bullshit. Because if you are worried about your privacy, about TikTok, come on, Google knows everything about you. Why don't you go against Google? But you are going against TikTok, who's, it's a big dog out there who's growing fast. So you have always to say something about another country who's trying to build something different from you. Come on, Google knows everything about you. So I don't know where the privacy you're talking about. And Google, as soon as they get sued for privacy, they will just hear the check. Is it the check that you need? And that's it. Done.
Absolutely.
Case is closed. So I have an open mind. Whatever industry or whatever a new app is coming on the market, you have just to take advantage of it and build your community from it, or you build the traffic from it. Right now, last week I was checking some keywords on TikTok, and you would be amazed. People looking for a restaurant near me on TikTok. That's a threat to Google, right?
Yeah.
Why are you looking on TikTok for restaurant near me when you go on Google and search for restaurant near me? So that's somehow it's a threat to Google that people are
Yeah.
searching on TikTok instead of, as you can see, even Google now is trying to beat them with shorts. For now, I think they are succeeding a bit with the shorts, 15 seconds, then it goes to 1 minute. Yeah, I think they are getting attraction right there. So,
Yeah. Well, because Google has a lot of users.
yeah. So
A whole lot.
as a user, wherever you see an app or a website that you can take traffic from and send that traffic to your website, there's no harm into it. Right? So
Yeah.
whatever
Yeah.
people say
Okay.
about TikTok, it doesn't matter.
Yeah. I think it's a part of like the Western world mindset, because people have gotten used to Google and it collecting all the data that people have, and then they just feel safe because they just got used to it,
Yeah.
and then someone says, well, TikTok gets all your personal data, and then like, oh, the Chinese government will know everything about me. So yeah, perhaps it's the mindset, which I totally agree with you about with everything you've said, because I just when you were talking about it, I recalled the thing with COVID vaccines. Remember when the conspiracy people were like outrageous about like, no, they're going to chip us with with tracking devices, and they're going to track us, and we'll get all of our personal data. And like, guys, you're using your smartphones.
That's it.
You have it all in there. It's all accessible to the companies that you're downloading apps from, and yeah, your email, your whatever YouTube account, everything. So why bother? Even if it's true, which obviously not, but even if it was true, like, why bother? Because you've already compromised everything you could.
You said it. The keywords is a smartphone. Usually, I don't know with the iPhone, but with Android, even me, when I'm talking about something very important, I put my phone on airplane mode or I turn it off completely, because I think even if you deactivate a microphone, somehow they get some, because
Yeah,
you will be
perhaps.
amazed how you don't Google nothing. You are not under the same Wi-Fi network and you still getting those ads.
Yeah,
What
that's
you just talked
suspicious.
about, and people, oh no, it can't be. Yes, it can't be. So when I talk about something important, I turn off my phone completely because it doesn't make sense to me. You see it on
Oh,
TV, you see it on the phone. Now I think I'm seeing it even on the radio. You're driving, you were just talking about, let's say, brand Honda, then you hit on the radio Honda. How they got that? Now maybe I'm skeptical,
That's
maybe
curious.
but I think there's something there. So smartphone is, you gave your life in your smartphone, period.
Yeah, yeah. It's become another part of our body. We're androids,
Yeah. So
full scale androids. Yeah, but getting back to Amazon's Inspire, could you elaborate from the like business management perspective, like to recall some of your background of how things work in building a brand, building a product, handling various business processes? Like imagine you are the head project manager uh, of Amazon's Inspire. What would you do to like not to overcome at first TikTok, Instagram, YouTube Shorts, but to make it a competitive enough product to gain traction in the industry?
well, that's a tricky question because even Bezos will not tell you maybe how to do it.
Well, Bezos has a lot of money. I know. I mean, he can throw like millions of dollars in a few seconds and won't even bat an eye.
Yeah, but the way Amazon is doing it, it's they went first online selling books and all of that
Yeah.
marketplace for books, but now they're doing the opposite, buying stuff.
Yeah.
Businesses, like for example, lately they bought what's his name, Whole Food. which is a supermarket.
Uh-huh.
So they are buying some stuff offline instead of going online. But going back to your question, to take over TikTok like that, they have the power not just because of the money they have, but Amazon Inspire maybe take over TikTok. But my view when it comes to that, there's a huge difference between. I didn't check the app yet. I was just reading about it. But the huge difference between the Amazon new app, which is Inspire, versus TikTok app, the app from TikTok, it's more engaging. So what Amazon is creating is just trying to help the user into their buyer journey, right? But now I don't know if they will try to make it engaging. I don't know. If they touch that part of the process, yes. But if just about buying, I don't think it will be successful if there's no engaging. So that's the only thing I can say about it.
So I think it's all about engagement.
Yes, it's all about engagement. That's why people are wasting, not saying wasting time on TikTok, but they feel that they are engaged. They maybe for laughing, maybe for dancing, but they get inspired, they get ideas. So maybe that's why even Amazon, they call it Inspire, but I don't see any Inspire about product. There's no inspiration right there. It's just about the buyer journey, because they want you to buy. This is what Amazon is. It's not to inspire, it's to make you buy. There's no secret into it, right?
Yeah, that's very true. Even I think today or yesterday, I've seen there were several memes that were kind of like in a row about kids, I mean, teenagers mostly, like transferring their TikTok attitude into real life, because they've gotten so used to it, to the things they're doing through via TikTok. Like when they get sad, they start doing sad dances, or something like that, which is funny, which is a meme, but still somehow true, because it's so influential and people really, really follow it in terms of like this. It's creating a kind of a culture of its own. So yeah. So we'll see. I think I'll follow I'll download Amazon Inspire just to check it out, and just will follow, because I haven't heard of it before you mentioned it, but now as you mentioned it and described it and how they could become really competitive, that's very interesting to see.
That's why I suggest everyone should start investing into videos, because that's the next thing. Like you can't just build the site just with the content, without visuals, without videos, and a brand. Obviously, you have to build your brand based on that website. Or now, if you can't build the brand on your own, maybe just go and partner with someone. Let's say, for just an example, an electrician, right? You are talking about tools that you can use into your project, and you have an electrician who doesn't know maybe how to write, or doesn't know what's SEO, he doesn't know nothing, but he has the skills how to fix things. He knows his trade, right? So maybe you can partner with this person. I saw a website, someone is doing it. I was amazed. They just partnered with, I don't remember if it was a mechanic or electrician, but a trade out there. So he was doing all the work, and they were just videotaping and then writing the content, and it makes it legit. So maybe you can just go 50-50 with that partner, and you can build a brand on it. Then maybe you can sell courses from it. You can do a lot of stuff. But going back to the videos, the videos are really taking over. Even if you Google a lot of keywords, let's say how to do this, you can see more videos than content.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure big media publishers, they are doing the same. They're investing into videos. It's a bit maybe more expensive, but you have to do it because things are changing, right?
Yeah, and getting back to niche sites and your experience in particular, your expertise, when you create niche sites, let's say when you partake on a new side project, do you initially plan to fill it not just with written content but with video content as well? For now,
Yes. For now, since we are not making our own videos, we are trying a strategy that trying to reach some users on Instagram or TikTok to try to post their videos, asking for permission. You can just embed the video, but we are testing if you reach out to those users and ask them if we can put their video, maybe they will be interested to learn more about your website or sharing the link of the article, or because you are giving them attention, and that's what everyone is looking online. Everyone is looking for attention. But yes, right now we are just trying to embed those videos. Another thing which is growing a lot, I can see it even through Google Search Console, the schema video. Now when you try to index an article, Google will gives you all the options or whatever it indexes. So it tells you that indexed the whole schema of FAQs, the video discovery, and they tell you if there's another video. So if you just embed it, they will just see it. But if you add the schema of the video, it actually show you another option. I don't remember, video discover or something like that. But the thing, it's getting even tricky because Google, I found, I think 2 days ago, one of my articles, Google sent me a notification there is an error in the video. It was error on the video. So when I look into it, Google is telling you actually this video is not bringing nothing helpful to, it's just an extra videos that you throw into the article, which is, wow. Now they can know if the video that's what everyone was doing a couple of years ago. You embed the video, I added the video, I added the pictures, but now Google knows that that video is not even related to the article because maybe you didn't find any video related to that article. So you just throw a video there. Let's say, for example, you created an article about types of cats. Then you mentioned one kind of cat, but you don't have the video. So you just put a dog video or another kind of cat. Google knows that, no, you're just adding that video there. It's crazy. I saw it 2 days ago. It was, so I have to clean up some videos, and they want to see that it's helpful, and with the schema too. And another thing that it's getting not technical. I'm not going to say that it's technical SEO, but Google is looking for all this variation. The same thing 2 days ago, I discovered that when you put an original picture, like you took a picture, now it became as a habit for me. I go to supermarket, I see something, I take a picture. I became like, as soon as I go in, the phone is out and try to take pictures of something that the picture is not online. So maybe through that, you can actually add the schema of the image as you are the owner, and you can put it as the picture is licensed for you. I'm not an expert when it comes to this image rights and anything, but you can see it on Google Docs. You can see all the information about how to add the schema of the image as you are the owner. You add the schema, the code, and the HTML code into your article. I'm just testing with one article right now just to see how Google will see it and see if I can apply the same thing to anything, and maybe create another page for just license and talk about all the pictures on this site are credit of, I am the owner and this and this. So because on the schema, Google even tells you to put the URL of the picture, the article that talks about the rights of the picture, which is something new.
Do you see a positive traction in these changes in your sites, like adding videos and unique images that aren't available online in like photo banks and all of those kinds of places?
Yeah, the custom images, it wasn't recent. I did testing on it. Yes, if you customize your pictures, for example, let's say you are doing reviews about, that's another thing. The reviews, we are starting to buy actually the products, and we all are, not all of us, but we don't like when Google do the updates. But just sit and check a product, any product, and you review it on your own. You would say, yeah, somehow Google is right. It's your experience. That opinion, no one have it online. And it's your own experience. You will be like, yeah. Google is right. Let's stop. I know something worked 5 years ago, 2 years ago, but it's not working anymore because people are looking for, something, let's say, legit. But yeah, we are starting to do that. But when it comes to the pictures, yes, we are customizing the picture. We are not just, even when you do a product versus product, we try to fix the picture, make it more professional, make it, there are a lot of websites out there, they are successful doing it. So yeah, original pictures is bringing extra traffic that you need to take care of.
As far as I remember, Google, for a long time, Google has been quite picky about unique content. I've been doing, I've been copywriting for almost 14 years, well, including my time at Odys, while I was freelancing most of the time, and I wasn't putting anything like out on my own. I wasn't doing any like blogs or my own sites. I was pretty much like a freelancer, working through Upwork and just writing articles and descriptions and everything for all types of clients. But yeah, I was trying to learn new things about how content works, how to improve my work, And I just remember that at some point I found out that, at some point there was a time when people didn't really care about the texts they were uploading online. They just wanted to fill them with keywords, as much as possible. Then this changed a little, and they toned down the percentage of keywords so that the text would, so that the content would become more like reader friendly. Yeah, and over time, I even stumbled upon an article or two, or maybe more than a handful, about Google being like very, very picky about original, unique content that is reader friendly, that brings value to the readers. So yeah, so it seems like at this moment right now they've moved this not attitude, but I guess this concept to both to videos and images. Because if you do your business online, if you want to rank online, you want to be unique and recognizable, and Google appreciates it. Do I make correct assumptions?
Yeah, you're right. And the thing is, more than picky now, if you are an expert in something, like I mentioned before, an electrician talking about a tool, let's say, I don't know, hammer or whatever it is, whatever tool. Now Google is looking at, okay, you are an expert, you are talking about this tool, but you are saying the same thing as the other guy. Bring us something new. Okay, you're an expert, but we want to see something different that no one told us. Let's say you are reviewing a Honda car, but all the reviews are the same. You're not saying nothing new, even if you are an expert. Tell us something that we don't know. That's what Google is trying to do. But it's a mess, or because Now with the AI, next year it will be crazy. You just see AI everywhere, content.
Yeah.
But some of people, they are building sites just, to rank bank. And if Google shut it down for them, they just proved Google that they can do it. They can just throw content out there and make it indexable and make profit from it. And even me personally, I'm just testing a site with 30 million words. I'm going to launch it last year just to see how it goes with 20,000, more than 20,000 articles, just to see how it goes. Then obviously the strategy will not be just throwing the content out there. We have to track if the content is getting views, clicks, then we have to fix it to make it look better. So if you get an attraction, I might as well just fix it, then maybe you will get better conversions and all of that. So it depends how it goes, but yeah. Sometimes it's hard to tell how Google track things, but there's still a lot of spammy website out there on Google.
Yeah.
I'm not suggesting to anyone to do this, just to be honest. This is just for testing purposes.
Well, yeah. I remember someone, I think it was Spencer Hawes, maybe not, but I think it was him. He was doing this, sending out this email about his case study with AI content, and it started to rank for a while, but then it got sunk by Google because I don't remember exactly because it was a while ago, several months ago. But yeah, so somehow Google recognized that it was AI generated content. But like for me as a writer with quite some experience, I'm pretty amazed at how AI is doing at this point. In terms of content. Yeah, I mean, I can see some of the flaws in the texts it generates, but still, it's really surprising how well it does in a lot of cases. Like really, I'm not saying I'm feeling endangered as a writer. But still, it's like, wow, how many years do I have until AI is going to do my job?
To be honest, it will not replace the human writing at all. But let's say it's a threat, but I think the writing style of a human is different from a machine. That machine was trained, right? So whatever you put into it, that's what it will give you. A good copywriter will not be changed by AI. Then if we think that AI, and let's talk just about the last GPT-3, most of the information is outdated. So let's say it depends how you use it. And I don't think it's a threat for a good copywriter. Maybe it's threat of the spammy writers, all of that. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, you can get rid of those, but a good copywriter will not be changed or taken over by the AI.
Well,
again,
at least not for now.
Yeah, then if you sit like, then you think all the journalists, they will lose their job? No, because the information is always new. So how AI will take over that? So when you are covering something that an accident or whatever news you are covering, how AI will get the hands of it and write an article or talk about it, or it never changed, right? So
yeah. I think what makes like human writing kind of special. I mean, in general, like written done by different people, let's say 100 people on the same topic, is the fact that each of these 100 people is somehow biased. And this bias creates this diversity of content, which is, like whatever AI is doing is going to be like perfectly clean, but still the same.
Yeah, because again, AI is, I'm not quite sure about it, but right now AI is not crawling information from, let's say, from Google or from Bing or from another search engine. So whatever you put there, it's just giving you most of the time a fluff. So there are no facts, there is nothing. So I think it will, AI, in when it comes to this, it will just help you maybe to scale up something that you do in 1 hour. Maybe it will help you to do it in 5 minutes. For example, article briefs, maybe giving you some tips how to write your article better. Maybe it's a tool to help you, but to take over the writers or copywriters, I don't think so. So it's far from there.
Well, that's encouraging. All right, let's move a little to the niche side. Talk a little bit. You've done a webinar with the niche website builders that we've posted on our YouTube channel regarding building a portfolio of foreign language websites. So my question is, at what point did you decide to go with foreign language websites? Not just English language websites, but rather other languages.
We always focus on the US market because it's the biggest in the world, right? Let's make that clear. Nothing beats the US market right now. I don't know in the future, but right now still the US market is the biggest one. And the thing is, the culture of USA is consumption, right? Maybe they can create stuff and all of that. Obviously, they have all the tech hub there. They create things, but they're consumers too. So that's why you see all the Chinese product landing in the US and people keeps buying them. So when it comes to foreign, one of them is I have the advantage of the language. I speak Spanish, I speak French, I understand Italian, I understand Portuguese. Not most of it, but if you talk with me maybe 2 minutes, I can catch,
like the most important things.
Because you always put some words that are similar to French or Spanish, so it's easy for me. That's an advantage. But anyone who's trying to build a foreign website, he shouldn't be worried about that because SEO is still the same in any language. Maybe on the foreign language it's easier, but it's getting a bit complicated just as the US side or the English side, because Google is catching up too, But I know the cultures more than the US culture. The Spaniard culture, I know it. The Italian culture, I know it. The French culture, I know it because they've been in Algeria more than 100 years. So we are too close, so I know. So when it comes to that, I build those sites based on the culture too, because, for example, a French person is very picky. Spaniard or Spanish person wants something good and cheap. The Italian in the middle. So you have to know those cultures. You can just, but I agree that it's easier than the US market. Definitely, if you want to build a site, let's say, for example, about beauty, which is a huge market, I'm pretty sure you can be successful because there will be always new products. You're not always competing against the other guy just about that product, but there will be more products. So maybe you can start in that niche that it will help you grow faster rather than maybe going with tech products that it's very competitive. And to be honest, you have really to have that product unless you want to go the spammy way that you can do it too, but I don't suggest that. So again, the foreign market is easier than the US, still easier, but it's getting again a bit complicated with competition. I'm seeing a lot of I think since my last podcast with Niche Pursuit, I saw, wow, What happened? Did the podcast influence the market? Yeah, I am seeing more competition, and as you can see on Odys global website, you can see more agent domain that you can purchase there. That's my main advantage too. That when I get those domain, I have that advantage of scaling up faster than the guy who is starting from scratch or buying a new domain and building the site on that. So that's, let's say, it's not a secret, but buying them by the age domain gives me the advantage of pushing faster and quicker than the new guy or who's buying a new domain and trying to build a site based on that. So I'm not quite sure if I answered your question, but definitely there's the advantage and there's the disadvantage. The disadvantage or the cons of the foreign market, people are not always ready to buy as a US consumer, right? They take their time, they do more research about the products, they look into their budget if they can afford it, and if it's worth it. If something $15 or 15 euros on Amazon, then they go into Alibaba or AliExpress, then we say, oh, this is $5. I'd rather buy a $5. So the mentality is not the same. Obviously, with the US market, even when you flip a website, you get multiply more than the foreign language. For example, in US market or the English market, you can get 32 to over 50 or 45 as a multiply. It depends on the website too. You're not going to sell a website for 50 multiply when the website doesn't have maybe newsletters, they don't have subscribers, they don't have a legit let's say, and they don't have branding. A lot of variations that you can take into consideration. But when it comes to foreign language, maybe they will ask you just if you have subscribers, and that's it. Then the traffic, obviously, and the income. Then when you flip it, it doesn't go over 25 multiplier, right? So you can see that there's a huge difference. So it depends how you see it. But again, going back to the competition on the foreign side, it's easier to rank than the US. So maybe it will take you longer to rank in the US and you can make profit from it. But if you look at it at the short term, you rank faster, you make money faster, and it depends how you see it. It depends how satisfied you are too. Maybe someone 100K, it's better than 10K, but maybe for me 10K, then I can scale up faster. Maybe I can reach the 100K before you. So it depends how you see it. That's how I see it. That's how I scale up my business or my websites. So I went to the foreign route, which is better for me when it comes to affiliate. Now when it comes to display advertising, like Google AdSense, Mediavine, Ezoic, I didn't test them yet, but with Google AdSense, actually I tested, and it's not quite as good as the US market. It's if you don't go into the niche of finance or something that is really lucrative, it's a pennies. You have to have a lot of traffic to make a good money, right? So
yeah. And when you create a new site, no matter whether it's on new or age domain, but when you start working on a new project, what is the process? What is the process that you follow? You generally, like in general terms.
Okay, so my first thing to do is I always buy an agent domain before starting the project. Now, when I buy the agent domain, sometimes I create a domain from scratch with a new domain just to duplicate whatever I'm doing with the agent domain, just for testing purposes, collecting data to see why this article is ranking and this article is not ranking in the new domain or vice versa, just to test. But I always buy the agent domain just to gain timing with a huge or a good backlink profile. That helps a lot. And that's the first thing. Then building the site. Before building the site, I have to have the strategy for the content. I have all the keyword research done. Then when the domain is already transferred to me, then I just put the whole content in one shot. It can be, I always start with 50 articles. So when I put the articles, obviously Google start indexing them faster because it's an aged domain. But for the aged domain, sometimes you have to recreate some articles that they get good, they have good backlinks. You test them, you relaunch those articles. If you don't get attraction, then you just redirect them to the main domain, or you redirect them to a keyword that you're trying to rank on your website. Because sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Don't take my words for it. Sometimes it works perfectly. Sometimes Google see it like, no, I don't wanna give you that kind of juice. I saw it in different domains. Then out of a sudden, then Google will just boom, your website just skyrocket. Yeah. So, but that's the process. I always buy the aged domain. And sometimes before buying it, I always look for a niche that I'm interested to. Then I create the evergreen articles because those somehow they don't change. Buy the domain and then just put the content on it. The other way is just going onto a marketplace and look for domains, just browsing around. Then I see a domain, which niche is this? Then I do research on it. I find the niche that is interesting. Then I build a site on it. I know a lot of, maybe not a lot of, I wouldn't say a lot of people just tells you, oh, you know what? If you want to build a blog or website, just go with a passion. I agree. You can, if you build sometimes that you like, that you have passion for, maybe you have that kind of advantage. Maybe you will have more, let's say, dedication to the website. But personally, I don't go with a passion when it comes to website because I don't think the money sign has a passion. It's a business after all. Yeah. So it depends how you see it. But for testing purposes, if you want to start with this, I think buying an aged domain, that's the advantage. And some people would say, oh no, but it's expensive to buy an aged domain because it costs $500, $1,000, whatever it is. Let's put it this way. I'm pretty sure if you live in the US or Canada, again, how many times you buy a coffee outside? How many times you just put it this way? Let's say the brand of, I don't know where you live, there's Starbucks, but maybe there is. I'm pretty sure maybe there is. A cup of latte is $4. Me, when I don't buy it because it doesn't make sense. Why I would buy a coffee for $4 something? It doesn't make sense. You just go to the corner and you buy another coffee with the same coffee and less expensive, but people follow the trend, right? So if you put it that way, if you spend maybe, you buy that coffee 3 times a week, do the math. I'm pretty sure you almost spend more than $1,000 a year. So why don't you spend that $1,000 in buying an aged domain that's an investment? Even if it fails, you tested something and you learned something. You didn't throw $1,000. You actually spend $1,000 to learn. Even if you failed, you actually spend the money to learn. So that's how I see it. Even I threw $1,000, it didn't work, but I learned from that project. I'm pretty sure, and nobody could ever teach me the same skills or the same tests or whatever you learned from that project. Obviously, you can share it with someone to see where you failed. I agree with that, but that $1,000, I think, it's well spent in aged domain. So
people just like the goodies. And we're a society of consumers, and we like to spend Well, we as humankind like to spend money on stuff we don't need just to make us feel good, feel better. But yeah, I get your point totally. Like, why not save on something that you don't really need and just get something that you can either learn from or invest in something that you can earn from, etc. Yeah, I totally get you and totally agree with you.
Yeah, maybe now with the economy that the struggle is real, maybe people will start thinking about how they will spend their money instead of buying iPhone at $1,200. Put that money somewhere. Just keep your phone and invest that money somewhere. And I was thinking about project of, my friends. When I was working, I actually had 3 friends, colleagues. I told them, do what I'm doing. I sent them links. I sent them all the information they needed to start just the same as I did. But none of them started the project. But if you tell them go and buy an iPhone, they will buy it right away. And the proof, Apple is making phones. How many iPhones they built this year? Maybe 3. I'm not an iPhone user, so I don't know. But they see people, they keep buying and buying. Just keep that money and spend it or invest it somewhere that you can, maybe later you can buy 10 phones. But right now, spend the money wisely into something that is profitable.
You're a long-time friend of Odys, Odys Global, and due to your great experience with the domains we provide on our marketplace, it also seems like you have purchased over 25 domains from us and launched websites on all of them. What makes our domains, Odys domains, different for you?
Again, I tested several marketplaces before going full with just Odys, just buying the domains from Odys right now. I saw the difference into the quality. I saw the difference when it comes to the service. So that's being said. I don't go into auctions. Why? Because my time is well spent just having the domain right there, rather than going to auction, bidding war, trying to bid,
wasting time.
Yeah, for me that time it's better just buying a trustful domain from Odys Global. Then I have a peace of mind that I know I can build the site with that domain. So that's why I go with Odys, because it's trustful and I know even the founder. So I've been with them for a long time. So I compared the service and the quality of the domain. I didn't find anything else on the market right now.
Both Emilia Gardner and Shauna Newman, who both were guests on the Odys podcast, they pointed out that H-domain backlinks are a huge help when it comes to competitive advantage. You get straight from the bat. And what would you say about using already existing mentions on authority websites versus full-scale link building from scratch?
Well, the cost is huge, right? That's the right answer. If you are trying to build the links from scratch with a new domain, it will take you time, right? And most websites now, they can just give you a link just like that. Now they are becoming all sellers. Everyone is selling you backlinks, so just go and buy them. Don't waste maybe your time reaching out to another website owner and get a backlink for free. Unless you are creating something viral, people will link back to you. If not, most of them are buying the links. There is no other way. That's why I get the agent domain. The backlink is there. I don't have to reach out to no one. I will focus on building the site instead, with content, obviously. and trying to make it profitable rather than spending more time asking for or requesting links or backlinks from other sites. And you have to have somebody dedicated to do that if you are building a portfolio of websites. So you can just sit there and start emailing other websites to get links. Now, if the other way that you can do it is just acquire the other website, buy the other website, and you have all those links and that traffic, I think maybe it's better than just looking for the backlinks. That's why, again, I buy the agent domain. I have peace of mind. To be honest, I don't have time to look for backlinks. Now, if you want to have that website for the long run, maybe a year or 2 years, yeah, obviously you have to recreate or reach out to get more backlinks, because then, okay, Google will say, okay, you have all those backlinks, then there's no other, there are no other new backlinks. Nobody's talking about your brand and nobody's talking about your website anymore. Then, you start losing those backlinks. And
did you yourself try to actually build your own brand using an H domain? If not, would you consider building one? I know that Alex Drew, our CEO, was trying to convince you and encourage you to do it. So what would you say?
Yeah, it's not the first time that he brought up the brand thing to me. Yeah, I appreciate that, and I thank him for that too. He made me, after our last call, he told me, are you going to build your brand? And me, I'm not the type of person who like to get a lot of attention and all of that. But yeah, I think it looks like you are obligated to create or build the brand around you, so people knows you based on that brand. Let's see, I'm thinking about it. Let's see what we have for 2023. But a brand is a must right now for sure. Everyone should or need a brand to not to show off with that brand, but to be known for that brand. Like I said earlier, Google is looking now than ever for more brand, for people with brands or a company with brand. That's why I think we all have to go into that route. And I notice it. A lot of marketers, a lot of website builders, they are all going with a YouTube channel. I opened my channel 7 years ago. I didn't touch it. I just maybe posted one YouTube video. I got a lot of views and all of that, but I didn't pursue it. It was just a test and I was just playing around. Now everyone is creating a YouTube channel because they know Google is going that route. So everyone is open their YouTube channel, which is fine. Obviously, you have to look for other channels to show yourself out there and build the brand. It's obvious. But let's see 2023 if I have some spare time. If I didn't buy, because I just bought 3 domains this December as a gift to myself. 3 agent domains. So, that's why.
So these were for the 3 of those 12 days of Christmas?
Yeah, when it was an offer from Odys Global, when was it? When was it? Last week? No, 2 weeks ago. See, I don't even remember. Yeah, when you guys did the promotion about domains.
Quite recently.
Yeah, quite recently. Yeah, I smashed 3 domains. Wait, no, it was actually 4. 1 for testing and 3 actually because it looks like they are as a brand, so I'm trying to build something around them. Yes. So this is 4 out of 12 days of Christmas, so 8 more days of Christmas left. I think I have to turn off my newsletter with Odys for this Boxing Day, because I'm pretty sure they will offer something amazing. So, I don't know. Yeah, I have to check my other website to see how they're performing. So because I'm thinking of selling some of them starting January, because I don't want to lose the sales of December. They are the best ones. So then, yeah. But
By the way, speaking of site performance, would you be willing to share a couple of a couple of cases that were that have gone really successful, and a couple that didn't go as successful as you've expected, without like particular names, just maybe some general experience and figures, like
yeah,
however you feel.
to be honest with you, there will be always a failed project. Somehow, I don't know, Google doesn't like them or the strategy changed. So that's why sometimes I clone my own website just to see why Google is not ranking this article, but is ranking this one. So right now I'm thinking even to merge some websites to make them one with different brands in it, just to see how it is. Because I saw a couple of websites, not a lot of marketers talks about them because they don't like to share the actual knowledge till they abuse it. 6 months later, 1 year later, then they come up with a case study. Oh, I did this, but that strategy doesn't work anymore. So I'm not that guy right here telling you to do this and this. Then don't take my words for it. Always try to test it on your own. But when it comes to sharing a case study, again, I like to share something recent rather than sharing something that it's maybe a year old. Then people, oh, he made it. Then when they tested it, oh, it doesn't work, because things change fast too, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, to share a project, I just merged 2 websites lately, and the traffic is just going up, and up. I can share that one. It's recent, maybe 2 months. 2 months that I merged 2 websites. I did some cleaning on the old articles. Then I'm checking every article and it's getting indexed fast, huh? And because Google already maybe knows that the other article was ranking, so it's getting indexed fast. And I'm tracking the data, how Google is seeing it through Google Search Console. So anytime I see the jump, then I just go back to that article and tweak it and make it looks better, obviously. So, yeah.
Getting back to Google and how it perceives the sites, the 2022 Google updates, they hit hard some of the people out there in the industry.
Yeah.
How did you cope with them?
To be honest, since the last update from May, I wasn't looking a lot into if the site went down or not, because then you will spend a lot of. Now, if you have one website, yes, you will start looking why it tanked, why it didn't. That's why when it's always been a topic about, am I going to build several sites or one site? The proof, there you go. Google, if you have one website, slap one website, then what? You lost 60% or 70% of your traffic, then now what? You have the proof that you better build several. If one tank, the other one keeps working. That's how I see it. Everyone is free to build one site or 2 websites or 3, but I always go with the route of building severals, and if one tanks and the other one's still working, so you can play with that.
You're always trying to stay ahead of the curve.
Yeah. So, and you can see why one of the website tanked and the other one didn't. So you can see why, actually, you can see it. You see the huge difference why one article or one site got tanked and the other one didn't. But going back to your question of, I think the case study that you mentioned that you want to see something. Yeah, I have one that I'm building that it's getting a lot of attraction using two domains from Odys, merging them and making them one website. Since I'm seeing a bit of success, 2 months is not big. It's not a big data for me, at least 6 months. So you can see that, because that's how Google now is playing 2 months, 6 months, then updates then. So I'm not going to say that it's success, but I can see the trend is just going up. Maybe because it's merging two websites to put them one. It could be that. But I'm seeing new keywords ranking. So for me, it's not just because of merging, because I tweak the articles too, So it's working for now. That's why I got 4 domains more. I'm going to do the same, merging the two domains in one and see how it works. If this strategy is working, then it's new strategy for me. Maybe this strategy, it's been out there. It's possible. People don't say it. They just hide it. They just tell you, okay, you bought an agent domain, you build the content on it, then you redirect it to a brand new domain and just saying, oh, this domain was bought from this and this and that. But they will never tell you the whole story, right? So that's why, again, going back to my words that it's all about testing. I'm going to test again the 2 domains from Odys, merging them and see how it works.
Yeah. So yet another reason to not just be prepared to fill sites with unique content, with a unique twist on the content you fill them with, but to have a portfolio of websites. So you always have a backup whenever something goes wrong, right?
Yeah, definitely, because having just one website or one agent domain, if you get hit, that's it. Then what?
Yeah.
You lost your investment because you spent the money to create content, right? You lost the payments of the hosting, your time, which is precious, right?
Yeah.
And the funny thing is, we all get excited when we win, but compare that when you win, when you get that profit, compare it when you lose. I think when you fail is worse than when you win. That's how I see it. Don't you think? Yeah. When you win, oh, you're excited. I made 5,000. Okay, good. But when you fail, when you get hit by Google, oh man, I think the excitement is gone. That's what I always say. They hit, we build. Wherever they hit, we build. It's just like that.
Yeah.
So the same way, if you go back in time, if you see Yahoo, when Google approached Yahoo to buy them out, they didn't. Then they just smashed them and they took over, right? But Yahoo's still working with finance and all of that. So.
Yeah. Are you using any additional tools when working on sites? Maybe creating stuff, content, or monitoring things, except for Google Analytics. Maybe you have some tools of your own preference that you would like to share about.
Yeah, most of the tools, I think, they are known on the market. For example, Google tools, which is Google Search Console, Google Analytics, and Google Keyword Planner. Lately, no one is talking a lot about it, but if you put a keyword right there, Google gives you a different topic related to the topic that you are searching. Let's say, for example, you are searching for electric bike. If you put that on Google Keyword Planner, they will give you all the topics related to electric bike. So Google is your best friend. For me, whatever tool you say it's out there, it's setting another tool, like Ahrefs, SEMrush, I don't use it. I'm not the person who get different tools just for almost the same task, because you can just tweak the other tool and you get the same data. So your first big dog is Google Search Console, Google Analytics, and Google Keyword Planner. All of them, they are free. Google Keyword Planner, it's not free if you don't run a campaign, but you can run a campaign for $1. I don't know if they change it. I don't have any campaign. I'm still using Google Keyword Planner for free. If you run a campaign for $10, then you can have access to the data always. There is a trick on Google Keyword Planner that you can see the increase of the trend. What I do, I just download the keyword list, and I just go on in Google Sheets or Excel sheet, and I just search Google Control plus F, and I look for the keywords they are getting plus 900% increase. And it's true, if you compare that with Google Trend, and you see it's true that the data on Google Keyword Planner and Google Trends are almost the same. So after checking on Google Keyword Planner, I jump on Google Trends just to see if the products or the topic is going upwards or fading, or it's not trending anymore. I think those are your best tools to start with. Mm-hmm. People don't promote them a lot because they're free. There's no money into it, right? Uh-huh.
So it's always business.
Yeah, it's always business.
About business.
Yeah, I understand everyone is trying to make money, but for someone as a beginner, don't throw at them tools to spend that money into tools. Try to help them in something free. Then when they make some money, then maybe throw at them tools and all of that. But again, those are the first tools. Then I use Ahrefs. I think most of people use it. I use Surfer SEO, but again, with a pinch of salt, I just don't go whatever Surfer SEO tells me to do. That's one thing. And I'm trying, even with Surfer SEO, trying to move away a bit because things are changing. So one of the things, because everyone is using it, right? So if everyone is using it, everyone is using the same tactic, the same thing. So those are the tools that I use most of the time. Now, when it comes to looking for a new niche, you have Google or forums that you can scrap or use any trick that you want to use on Google just to find those niches. There are a lot of articles out there to look for niche. I'm not going to discuss it. Everyone have their own strategy, but you go on Google, you will find it. I'm pretty sure you will find it. Or the new trend, or like I said earlier, is TikTok. Go on TikTok. You can grab a TikTok URL, tiktok.com, and throw it on Ahrefs, and you can see new trends that you wouldn't even believe. These days, I don't know what I was doing then. I put TikTok on Ahrefs, then I saw a guy who's selling pictures of feet. He's making money with that. I was like, which kind of niche is this? No, but you will find a lot of niches that nobody is competing, but people are making money from them, right? So, again, those are the tools I'm using, and obviously always Googling things randomly on your phone, because most of us maybe Google things on a desktop, but if you go on your smartphone and when you Google something, it's actually the data is the results are quite different from the desktop. Mm-hmm. So maybe you can do your research, your keyword research or whatever you want through a smartphone instead of desktop. Then maybe at the end you can compare the data if you want, but that's how I'm doing it lately. Again, those are the tools I'm using. There's no secret or other tools that, that will, it's magic. It's a magic bullet that will make you succeed. So, yeah, I have no other tools. And maybe, let's say, last tool, which is Odys, you just go inside the marketplace and look into the domains. Oh, I don't know this one. So maybe I will look into this niche. So you will find something, wow, nobody is talking about this niche. So maybe you can take advantage of it. There you go.
Psychology of money.
Yeah, you have this. Buy this,
not that. Huh? Oh,
yeah,
that's
I'm
interesting.
Going to. I was aiming to buy them a long time ago, but this time I say, you know what? My parents said, you know what? I'm going to buy them, because you always say I will buy them. You never buy them. I'm not a big consumer, right?
Are you generally into reading? books?
I like to read short books. I don't like when it comes to, or something that I can apply right away. I'm not into fiction books or anything like that.
Not into fiction books?
Yeah. Sometimes when I go for a job.
You're more of a non-fiction guy.
No, it has to be something that I can apply to real life. If not, I will not read it.
And what is your favorite book of all time?
This one is different. When I was learning French in high school, I'm not quite sure if you saw the movie. It calls Butterfly. In French, Le Papillon. It's a movie about this guy. It's a real story. The guy got jailed in Alcatraz. It's close to Cuba. There was an American who was jailed, but he didn't commit the murder. He didn't commit the crime. There was a recent movie about it. That book had 776 pages, but that book, it was a story, right? It's a real story. That book, wherever I go, I take it with me, because you can just read, and you're still interested. Why? Interested about the story. You want to see the end of it. And that was my first book. It has nothing to do with marketing. It has nothing to do with business, nothing related at all.
So it was your first favorite book, and it remains your favorite book of all time. Wow, that's really, really like an interesting shift, because you're more into like more practical, applicable things, books. I mean, in general. But then there's this 700 plus pages book that you love most of all, which is like very, very interesting. I mean, how it all settles together in your mind, you know, that you're it's just so cool.
Yeah.
Just can't find the right word, you know.
Again, the book that inspires me a lot, because Le Papillon Butterfly book, it wasn't an inspiration. It was just a story of an adventure guy who never gave up till the end, and at the end he was out of jail. But the other book was Think and Grow Rich. Like I think I mentioned it earlier, from Napoleon Hill. That's the book that I traveled just to get the copy of it. And it was a copy. It wasn't even the actual book. It was just a copy of it.
Just a copy of a book.
Yeah. That was the book that I think I would read it again. That book, I think everyone should read it. It's old book. I think it's from 1985 or 1987. One of them. I don't remember.
So not a new one. Just
it's an old book, but still apply till today.
Yeah.
So
I
think I'm pretty sure you will find it on Amazon or any bookstore.
My last question for you would be, what would your advice for aspiring online entrepreneurs and site builders be?
One word: just start. Just hit the button, start. That's it. Because I think most of people have a struggle to start something. They don't take action. So for me, just hit the button, start. Just start. It doesn't matter if you fail or not, but just start. And now there's a lot of information online. You can succeed right away. So you have just to take action and start. Don't try to look for a silver bullet or the secret, or there's no secret. The one who's telling you there's a secret, there's no secret. He's just trying to sell you something. So just start. When you start, then you will
figure things out
better. There are a lot of forums, there are a lot of groups, there's a huge community out there that they can help you. So you need just to start.
By the way, we're very grateful for you joining us at the SEO Mastery event in Vietnam on March 1 to 3rd. you guys out there listening to this episode, if it's not yet April or any other month of 2023, stay tuned. We'll share more information on our social media and email just a little bit later. Yes, Azedine is going to be the speaker at the SEO Mastery event on behalf of Odys Global, and we're very, very grateful to you for that. We're very excited. So I just hope that you've enjoyed this conversation as well. So yeah, until we meet again then.